How do you do? Just a word of friendly warning. I think it will thrill you. It may shock you. It might even horrify you. So if any of you feel that you do not care to subject your nerves to such a strain, now is your chance to, well, we've warned you.
Hey, welcome to the last episode of our series, Hotel, Motel, Holiday Inn. We're going to talk about Horror Hotel, AKA the City of the Dead. But before that, Andy will review Dead Gamers.
Dead Gamers!
They can't do things for themselves.
Can't.
I'm Freddy. That's Amy.
Hi.
That there's Mikey B.
I'm Mikey B.
And here is Andy.
Are you sleepy?
We're recording. It's a rare Saturday night recording.
It is. It's rare.
And we're really tired. So
Guys, it is 10 p.m.
No, it's not.
It's going to be a very sleepy
It
episode.
Seems late, doesn't it?
It does.
Oh, I'm sorry, it's 10:12.
Kelly's not here.
Journey we just took.
Yeah,
Kelly got family sports.
Kelly got a case of the child's.
The child's.
He's got the child is acting up.
Terminal case of having children.
Yeah, he needs to get immunized for that.
Yeah.
But there should be some good Tanner's dad stories.
Yeah. In a week or so.
So that's the bright side of life.
So that is the bright side.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The world is full of dark side right now.
I'm sorry,
Oh.
what side?
Dork sided.
Dork.
Dork.
There's a certain way to pronounce words in OTOP, and I'm going to correct you guys every single time.
It's always dork.
We hope you do. We hope you never lose your sense of wonder.
It is. It's a scary time.
It is.
And we decided
It's-
life is short. We should just watch the movie and immediately record in case nuclear war breaks out.
Yeah, you never know.
Yeah, you might not even hear this episode.
Yeah. We could all be glowing.
God,
It's real horror.
Mm-hmm.
nuclear war, white supremacists doing bad things.
Donald
Tiki
Trump.
Torch is a bad name.
He's still living.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is always a problem.
He's problematic.
But the good things in the world.
I'm just saying, there's some people that the world would be better off with
Yeah.
without. I mean,
This is true.
Let's name one good thing
Ooh, I
that
like
happened
this.
this week. Like, so I'm proud of Taylor Swift winning
yes.
her butt groping thing.
She was in a butt groping contest.
She won.
She won.
Good for you, Tay Tay.
We saw the Star Wars costume exhibit.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
And I
that
gotta
was
say, my
awesome.
favorite part was the Kenner stuff at the end.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty
Kenner was
cool.
a great toy company here in Cincinnati when we were kids. And they made all the Star Wars toys, but they made a lot of other great stuff like the Easy Bake Oven. And Play-Doh, that had Play-Doh that spit out of it that you could cut. It was disturbing.
I don't know. My favorite part was seeing Yoda.
Yeah, that was
the
pretty
real
great.
Yoda, and we saw his
Oh.
little tiny purse.
Yeah, his little person.
My favorite part was seeing Wicket Warwick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we saw
Nub-nub.
Palpatine's nails, his
Yeah.
little press-ons.
Yeah, they had
Nub.
a thing where you could look at all of his fingernails.
It
it was gross, even though they were
Super
fake.
cool, though.
Yeah.
Do you remember those commercials where it was like animated and it showed you the fungus living under your toes?
Yes.
Your toenails.
Oh, the
Yes.
nematophytes or whatever they're called.
Right.
But his nails definitely had a few of those living under them.
I'd say it's because of all the grease, like the Sith lightning.
Grease.
Sith lightning. I'll sound like a real hippie, but
Yeah.
I'm going to say it anyways.
Do it.
I'm going to. I didn't know, if anybody's familiar with Oprah's Soul series or Sunday Soul.
Oh,
I guess.
is this her new thing?
Yeah, she's doing a podcast. I found out from
Yeah.
it from the 10% Happier podcast, another great podcast on mindfulness. But they're doing she's doing like these weekly podcasts with like people who are like profound mentors or whatever. So she's basically curating great speakers that just say very meaningful things. So it's interesting actually that you talk about this whole gratitude thing, because the one big piece that she keeps coming back to with her guests is like sometimes you have to practice gratitude if you want to find good and joy in the world, which I think is very true.
You mean the joy of listening to my dog scratch at the carpet?
Yes.
It's because there's a trap door under there.
Your precious
full of witches.
But I just listened to her series with Brene Brown, which if people aren't familiar with her, she did a fantastic TED Talk. So if you're looking for something just to kind of uplift your spirit right now, Google Brene Brown's TED Talk or Oprah's Soul series, and I would say her Brene Brown interviews. There's 2 of them, and they're absolutely fantastic, and it's a nice, good thing you can do to care for your soul right now, which I think we could all use.
I don't know. This is the same
Care
chick
for your
that endorsed The Secret, so gotta take everything Oprah says with a grain of salt.
But you know what? Sometimes when
loaf of bread.
when you're looking like at I don't know. There's a couple great mentors out there, but the idea of curating. There's so much stuff out there, and when you have a curator, you know, that's just finding these good things. Like for every you know, secret or whatever, there's also some really great stuff that Oprah curates too that just brings to the light. So
I don't know. She's like almost like Goop levels to me. She's so
really think so?
No, Oprah's way more
I
down
know,
to
but
earth.
I think she's so out of touch with like real people that, you know, it's easy for you like to think that way.
Yeah, to buy into her, but there is a lot of good, I think, to be taken out of, like Mike was saying about the stuff she curates.
Yeah.
right.
And I get that.
Yeah.
I do the same thing with Pete Holmes. He actually curates a lot of mindful wellness people and stuff too.
I think that, like, you know, I'm sure there are things that we all say that you're just like, goo, or eye rollers or whatever, but, you know, I'm not saying Oprah's like the way and whatever, truth in the light, but I am saying that she does do a pretty good job at, like, she does a great interview, and she's interviewing some really great people.
And they haven't found Stedman's bones yet, so you know that she's pretty good at covering up crimes.
And look, Oprah, we know you and Gail are bumping ugly, so just come out the closet already.
It's a time.
Can I just say, yes, it is 100% a thing I've done and an okay thing to make fun of The Secret. 100%.
Right.
However,
I think I know where you're going.
there is something to be said for having goals and having dreams and thinking of ways to try to make that happen for yourself and to be positive about them.
Right.
And to feel hopeful that they will happen. And I think, you know, whether or not you truly can manifest these things via vision boards or whatever, I don't know. Or, you know, that seems like a silly concept.
Well,
There's nothing wrong
not
with
as silly as you think, because it's a fetish. It's like in magic, you know, the whole having a fetish thing or whatever. I carry a book around with all my dreams written in it, what I want to do with my life, and I put little notes in there when I achieved them and how I did it.
Yeah,
it's just about opening yourself up to the possibilities of the things that you want.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with that.
I don't think there's anything wrong with it. In fact, I think that sometimes it's really easy for all of us. Well, let me just speak for me. It's really easy to get yourself hung up on the negative, to catastrophize everything, especially right now with, like, you can constantly seeing all the stuff going on in North Korea and, you know, whatever.
Virginia.
It's awful. And so, like, if you can kind of just, you know, set some I guess out there, just some positive thoughts and just be grateful for the little stuff that's going on in the world, it just kind of makes the world not such a scary place. And I think we could all use a little of that.
I'm gonna get a mega vision board.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna envision no more fucking white supremacists.
I'm gonna envision no more Donald Trump. Maybe I can just wish him out of his existence.
Well,
I'm gonna be like that boy from Twilight Zone. I'm just gonna wish him to a field.
Yeah.
Where his mouth will disappear.
Yeah.
That'd be great.
But he still has fingers to tweet with. So
yeah, that's true.
Well, that whole idea actually of, like, The Secret or whatever goes back, 'cause there's so many philosophies about, like, you know, what you create. Right? Like,
isn't that kind of what Wicca does, right? Like, you light your candle and you say your spell ritual thing. I don't really know much about Wicca.
Well, not to get too Phil. I mean,
and then you bring the thing to you because you
there's
invited it in.
The Christian, I mean, like, when people go like, "Ooh, it's so like whatever," but then there's the Christian principle of reaping what you sow. I mean, that whole idea of, like, when you put out there is something that comes back, or the karma. Yeah. Which I'm having a little bit of mind shift on karma, because I always used to think I don't even like talking about the word, because, like, I don't want to you know, reap or deposit into that. But really, the idea of karma is just the idea that you're putting, like, if you're going in a positive direction, you're going to continue to go in a positive direction. If you're in a negative area, you're probably going to go in a negative area.
The people that have the shittiest lives are the ones that I mean, obviously not people with like kids with cancer. I'm not talking about you.
Right.
I'm talking about like the people that are always complaining about their lives. Like, oh my God, my car won't start. And oh, of course, gotta do this, that, or the other. And you're just like, because this is all I fucking hear from you.
Right.
And you don't make good choices either.
Right. It's tough, right? It's tough though to get yourself out. I mean, I've been in negative Nancy mode many times. I think right now, especially with everything going on, not to keep beating that table, or that horse.
I'm going full hippie, Andy. You're gonna hate me soon.
Yeah.
I just think it's
oils and everything like that.
I'm going full in on the essential oils. I'm sucking on Mike's nuts on that one.
hey.
And I'm ready to just try something that isn't popping another pill or sitting in my house feeling sorry for myself.
I'm with you, sister. I just think that.
So welcome to this podcast about horror movies.
Yeah.
We know that most of you have mental illness of some kind.
Dude, you live in the world. You have a mental illness.
So we thought we'd warm you up with a little of that.
Just gotta practice gratitude.
Spiritual back rub.
It's a practice.
Oh, I like that, honey.
Get you warmed up. Yeah, there you go.
You feel that?
You know what? I'm gonna put out there on my secret journal. Let's have Oprah on the
Not a secret
NOTLP
anymore.
podcast.
Yeah.
But now we can manifest it in our lives.
Let's manifest it.
Come on, everybody. Light a candle and put a loaf of bread out.
Yeah.
What if we
Oprah
look
will be here in
under-
a minute.
And you get our Patreons to give us more money to get Oprah on here.
What if we look under our table and it's
It's Oprah. You get an Oprah.
that would be
We
awesome.
need a big table, am I
Oprah,
right?
I love you.
Hey, you know what? I like her big
love
fat
what you're
ass.
She's not fat, is she?
I've always loved Oprah. I don't care.
Is she
It's
fat?
it's just a warm,
Oh my God, what was that book I read of hers?
No one will answer me. Is she get fat?
I don't know.
Who cares?
I'm just
okay.
going on 80s Oprah. I like making fat jokes.
Like in living color.
There was a book she recommended, one of her Oprah's book club, and I read it because somebody at work, wherever I worked a million years ago, was like,
At
"Oh, you gotta
Oprah's
read
book
this."
club.
And I read it, and it's the most. It's just the saddest thing I've ever read.
It's about the children in India or something.
Yeah, it's about the children in India. I will forever be scarred by this fucking book. Like, they lose limbs and they're homeless.
It's about
and they're
the Untouchables or something.
yeah, they're untouchables, and it is fucking precious. Every bad thing that can happen to them, like what happened to Precious, happens to these just delightful human beings, and you're just like, why would anybody?
Is it fiction?
Yeah. It just made me really sad.
Yeah.
So that's part of the show.
Y'all feed your spirits. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, just
a little kindness, a little gratitude.
Mm-hmm.
Gotta be something out there you're thankful for, right?
Yeah.
So wait, that was a great thing to start us off with, Amy. I like that.
Oh, we have a YouTube channel. We'll have a video on there.
What's on it?
Just mostly Patreon updates and fun little stuff. But Andy and I recorded a Patreon update video, and Andy farted during it, so I think it's a must-see.
Must-see TV.
Well, it's only a half the amount of farts as the original video.
The original video had a lot more.
Yeah.
But we had to do some reshoots because the digital effects.
Because I made Freddy pass out from the first video.
So
Lucas art and sound farts.
Lucas
farts.
Lucas farts.
So go to YouTube. It's NOTLP Crew. You can see that and our other videos there.
That Annabelle sequel's out.
Yeah, it's supposed to be really good.
Oh, it's drive-in season.
Yeah.
It's Mummy's Day.
Although our drive-in has not been showing stuff that I really want to see.
Oh, really? I do want to see Annabelle.
Yeah, I feel like they needed, I want to see horror films.
And it is soon, right? It.
Yeah, September, early September.
Comes
8th.
out the same weekend as
Horror Hound. That's right. Which is coming up, everybody. HorrorHoundWeekend.com. Are you coming to see us?
Like, if I went to the drive-in tonight, I would be seeing the Emoji Movie and then Transformers the last night.
Oh, God.
And then I would be driving that car, searching for gratitude.
Yeah. I'm just saying.
They're going to have to get a tow truck to get all the people that killed themselves. That double feature.
It's a pitchfork.
It's like
Chucking the bodies in there.
It's like what was that Jonestown, the movie
Yeah.
or something?
Oh my god! Oh, you know that movie? Yes, it looks terrible, and I'm sad that it exists.
That double
but
feature is like the movie equivalent of Kool-Aid.
Oh.
Yeah.
no, what was the one night we went?
We saw Larry the Cable Guy, Health Inspector.
Inspector.
And what was the other one?
Scary movie. One of the scary movies.
Scary Movie 5, maybe?
Oh, I wanted to
4?
stab you so hard.
Although
A lot
Larry
of
the
those are
Cable Guy
good.
was actually more entertaining than we ever thought it would be. Because Amy won't admit it, but there were moments we were both laughing at it.
I will say that Larry
Because
the
farts make me
Cable
laugh.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Larry the Cable Guy gave us Scattered and Splattered, and I would
Yeah.
thank him for the end of my days to laugh.
Yeah, Scattered and Splatter always make me laugh.
We were listening to like this comedy radio, like on
Shuffle, yeah.
Sirius or something.
Yeah, it was just playing random shit.
And like Freddie insisted on listening to this Larry the Cable Guy.
We were on our way back from Florida. It's a long trip.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were running.
We were
out of
kind of
stuff to do.
loopy, and he was talking about Waffle House. And,
Yeah, smothered and covered.
yeah, more like Scattered and Splattered.
Am I right, Plastic?
And we laughed and laughed and laughed.
Buddy, you do a good Larry the Cable Guy.
Yeah, well,
Do it again.
I'm Larry the Cable Guy adjacent.
You're not.
Scattered and splattered.
All I need is some overalls, and you're basically him, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Toe Mater.
That being said,
Look, did you guys see Toe Mater was this in the room?
Yeah,
We didn't get
He
Oprah.
popped in for a minute and he popped back out.
Someone's secret was off because we didn't get Oprah. We got Toe
We
Mater.
got Toe Mater instead.
all right, Andy, what'd you do? Your vision board was wrong.
It's like I needed him to hear. I brought him here to answer
You
all my
did.
questions about cars.
He's not gonna have answers. There's no way.
You never know.
Nah, I do.
Okay. Yeah,
In
you're probably right.
cars.
Rico Kasich's gonna show up too.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
Don't you- Anybody from the Cars, the band?
Any of them.
Any
Yeah.
of them? Nobody knows. There's only just
They
Rico Case.
they like re-released an album lately. I don't know.
Did you
Why
guys
am I
see
just
the
throwing
new,
that out there?
the new Cars? Have you seen it?
No. Have you?
No.
I've heard it's good. I haven't seen it.
I tried.
Mm.
I got bullied out by some
That's
YMCA kids.
Oh.
The second one wasn't very good. Remember?
No,
we,
the second one.
No.
No, we watched that in 3D at my place. But
and I wanted to like it.
Yeah.
I'll see it. I just didn't need to see it with theater money.
I heard it was good.
Yeah. Who'd you hear that from?
Larry the
Kid that
Cable-
had fallen down a lot.
Larry the Cable
Yeah.
Guy.
Probably.
He
It was
recommended it.
It was probably labor. I can't speak.
It is
Larry
al-
the Cable Guy.
It is
There
almost 11
John
o'clock on a
Lasseter told you?
Saturday.
Yeah.
So
That's
we're
true.
tired.
Yeah.
Get sweepy.
The regular crowd shuffles in.
Anything else before
Yeah.
we move on to the next portion?
The abortion portion.
Yeah.
That's not all what we do here, Freddie. We also provide cancer screenings.
right.
Yes.
Now Oprah will
Women's
not be on our
health.
show.
No.
Pretty.
It's only 1% of our services. But we do it any term though.
Yeah.
Even
but
up
for
to-
patrons only.
Even up
For
to
patrons.
dear.
And you have to be at our top tier.
Yeah.
So.
even up to 9 months.
Okay.
Yeah, that's disgusting.
Mm,
Don't-
We'll eat your baby.
Not stamping that one.
We will eat your baby.
I ate her baby.
They ate her baby.
They took our baby.
Our baby.
mozzarella sticks and a couple of fiestas.
We sound insane.
Yeah, it's late for
Okay.
us.
Well, we did a little day drinking.
Is it a full moon?
I'd love to see the stats of the show, how it slowly drops
Oh
off.
yeah,
of
like a roller
listeners.
coaster. It's like the click clacking was us talking about mindfulness, and then the screaming down the hill was us talking
I'll tell you
about
that right now.
abortion.
And then it's
I
gonna-
listen to a lot of podcasts. This isn't half bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
There's
true.
some garbage out there,
There is some garbage out
but
there.
good on you for trying.
Mhm.
Oh.
Oh, girl.
Oh, someone just took a bar. You said it. Forget it.
Is that the
I want to
signal?
hear about dead gamers personally.
All
I
right,
do too. I'm
let's do it.
excited.
All right, we'll be right back.
Hello, boys and girls. It's time for Straight-to-Video Russian Roulette.
Hi.
Andy's yawning.
Oh, sorry. You
Give him a
caught,
minute.
you caught me mid yawn.
What?
Mm.
Get just Freddie slap him across the face.
Old Timers Cast.
You know who my favorite new wave artist is? New age artist? Yanni.
You ruined it by saying new wave though, because I was like,
Blondie!
is it the Talking Heads?
Yeah, I can't even think straight. That's how gay I am. So, Amy, what drew you to pick this movie?
Well, as we discussed last week, I was just strolling through Hulu's halls of garbage. Because you know what? Did you guys see recently? Let me just plop this in real quick. There was an article and I did not read it. I just read the headline. It's total clickbait, and I was in because it justifies some of my worldview that bad movies, like highly intelligent people enjoy bad movies.
And you're like, this
Dumb
confirms
stuff.
something I already suspected.
About
So
myself.
I'm not going to read the article.
Right. It was shared amongst a lot of people, and I was like,
for you.
sounds good.
Has anybody read the article, or they just read the headline?
I'll read it one of these days.
and just confirm, like, hey, I'm smart.
Yeah.
But when I saw that article headline, it reminded me of how much I love the garbage that's on Hulu's and their horror section, just because
Are
it's a bunch
people
of
who
nonsense.
chronically masturbate better looking?
Yes.
Then I'm
Well,
gonna
you
win
are a cutie patootie, friend.
Mm-hmm.
Then I'm gonna. Then I should be
Oh.
on cover of Vogue.
Yeah, well. Anyway, that's
Could your French fries be making you stronger?
What kind of French
Probably.
fries? Crinkle cut,
I
shoestring.
don't know, all of them.
Oh,
But they're only the
Poutine.
sweet potato
Yeah.
fries.
Pickle
Bleh.
chips.
Okay, so we watched the trailer for Dead Gamers last week, and it looked
Promising.
almost like Birdemic levels of bad.
Yeah,
It looked
definitely.
more fun though.
I thought it looked fun.
I'm talking about terms of just special effects.
Terms
Well,
of
let's-
endearment.
Let's put that in quotation marks. Special.
Uh-oh.
No, that was definitely better special effects, but it did look goofy as all get out.
Yeah. But the biggest crime this movie committed was that it was boring.
Oh.
I mean, at least Birdemic had some moments of like, what the fuck? Like, such as seals.
My favorite one.
Or the birds that, like, peed that orange acid on them. Remember that part?
I've
And like,
blocked out a lot of
I
this movie.
hate that movie.
and it had hanging out
with the family. Yeah.
It gave us that at least.
So this didn't have a hanging out with a family song.
This was just boring.
Yeah.
And it's Italian, so there's subtitles, so it forced me to pay attention, which is another crime this movie committed.
Yeah.
I can't even get on my smartphone because I had to pay
The
attention.
rules of roulette. You get the movie, you have to fucking watch it.
Yeah.
Andy.
So how Italian was it? Was it were they eating a lot of pizza pies and
Ciao.
Is it a spicy meatball?
They're riding around in scooters saying "ciao."
Yeah.
Thank you, Eddie Izzard, for that bit. Yeah. The premise is that this dude, he's a game developer, and he developed this game where you ingest a pill, and then it takes you into this virtual world where it's like everything's super hyper realistic. I guess your mind's in the game, but your body's still here.
Right.
But I guess whatever you feel in the game, it can happen to you in real life. Why would they do that? I don't know.
Okay.
But he does it against their will. He invites them to a dinner
yeah.
and puts the pills in their food, and because he's still experimenting with.
Is he a
this.
Mario brother?
Huh? Because it's Italian.
Did you
'Cause he's
say
an Italian-
Mario?
he's a video game Mario brother.
Freddy.
Is he like they're like he's like, as you all know me and my brother Luigi.
He's more of a warrior.
But they're wearing like
Yeah.
black suits.
There's a really awesome Mario Brothers joke in Kimmy Schmidt
Yeah.
about like the it would really be Mario because his name is Mario,
Yeah.
and so if they're the Mario Brothers and it's Mario and Luigi, then it has
yeah.
to be Mario.
That's
And
my
I-
last name.
as like a lover of Mario and Luigi,
Stop saying Mario.
Okay.
It's more fun to say Mario.
it is now. I have a feeling this is going to be the thing I regret later.
Yeah. I love saying Mario. Super Mario
Yes.
Twins.
Yeah, so it's
Mar-
funny. I
Mario
never thought about
Lopez.
that before. So if you haven't, I'm sorry about ruining that joke. If you haven't gotten that, and Kimmy Schmidt.
Well, we've
but
always
it's
said that.
really
Yeah, his
great.
name was Mario.
Mario. I never. Well, I guess people have said it, and I just never got it. And I love some Mario, but it's Mario.
So,
Okay.
so the Mario brothers have created a game.
Yes. Mario.
They give you a pill
And Luigi and Wario.
from
Wario.
what was Dr. Mario gives you a pill.
Ooh ee ooh ah.
Oh yeah.
Walla Walla Bing Bang.
Ooh,
Remember
that
that?
was an inappropriate
That's a
commercial.
commercial.
That was the commercial, wasn't it?
Yeah. It was.
It was.
You're
So
right.
anyway,
I can stamp
Mhm.
that.
so they ingest this pill and they go into this virtual world against their will. That's a dick move, by the way. Don't drug somebody's food.
Do not.
No,
It's
thank
never
you,
cool.
Andy. I'm
Yeah.
so glad.
Somebody has to take a stand.
Against
Mhm.
drugging
I'm
food.
so
Yeah.
glad it was us.
Somebody needs to get on their soapbox and say,
Unless
don't drug people's food
unless you're
or
drugging it
drinks.
for taste. It's like it's
Yeah.
part of the recipe.
The recipe
like
calls for drugs and
Rachel Ray's lewds and cheese. It's like so you take out half of the elbow macaroni and replace it with lewds.
It's a lot of lewds.
It's a lot of lewds, but it feeds like a whole family.
Is there like
cheese?
Is it 30 minutes?
It's still 30 minutes in the
Oh,
oven.
good.
Is there an equivalent to like when you like take dog medicine and stick it in a hot dog for kids? Like, is
Yeah.
there an equivalent to that?
You put it in a hot dog.
Same
It's
thing.
Still
Yeah.
the same thing. You put
Stick it in a
hot dog,
marshmallow or a
you
hot
treat your
dog.
kids like dogs.
basically.
Okay,
yeah.
but it's just curious.
Mash it up in pudding and stuff.
So that goes against your platform. So
We-
you do
we-
not agree
yeah.
with that.
we
Andy?
got to put our dog's flea medicine in ice cream.
Oh, we
now.
got to do that.
ice
tomorrow.
cream or pudding. They are so spoiled.
Pudding.
Oh, can you put some medicine in ice cream for me? Just give it to me.
Yeah. Keep you from
I thought
getting
that was your
fleas.
platform, not drugging food.
It'll make sure you don't get any heartworm.
Well, he said not knowing. He asked for it.
Oh, okay, I gotcha.
Yeah.
So, first of all, if you're going to put these people in this virtual world, don't make the virtual world super boring.
yeah.
Yes.
Make it fantastical, like you're in
Like
this,
Westworld.
Yeah, make it like you're in this haunted forest or this haunted mansion or, something
Haunted.
bigger life.
Basically anything.
Or like a haunted Burger King, or like a haunted gas station. Like a haunted Mario Brothers world. or like,
Mario.
with the Boo Radleys and
But
stuff.
you know what I mean?
No.
You want to make something larger than life and something fantastical, as
Yeah.
opposed these people just got transported to this field with rocks and shit around.
Yeah, that's
It's
what their budget.
boring.
That's what their budget allowed.
That's another question I have.
Yeah.
You caused it.
No,
Go on.
it's about movie making in
Okay.
general.
Uh-huh.
If you know your budget is limited, why would you make such an effects-heavy movie?
I kind of admire them swinging for the fences on these. When they have nothing and they're like, you know what? Let's bring in ILM. Okay, we can't afford ILM. Let's
Bring in Ms. Paint.
Let's bring in Ms. Paint, and we'll bring in some After Effects, and we're just gonna swing for the fences on everything.
There was a Mario paint they could have used.
They should have used Mario Paint.
They
We
are
could make
Italian.
music in Mario
But
Paint.
the problem
Good.
is sometimes effects are bad on purpose, like those sci-fi movies or whatever.
Yeah,
But they took this one so seriously.
yeah.
It was so humorless.
Well, maybe
and-
it went over your head because it's Italian.
Oh,
They're like, you wouldn't get it. You're not sophisticated.
it was
enough."
lost in translation. That's the
Yeah.
problem. Yeah.
Yeah.
So those are my problems I had with the movie. Don't put them in a rocky country outside. That's boring. Take them somewhere haunted. Or take them in the sky somewhere.
What's
you
the
know?
scenario that they're playing out in the game? That
There's no story to their game. There's
really?
They just start shooting at zombies, vampires. There's a belly dancer that shows up for some
do
reason.
they shoot her?
Yeah.
They shoot her? Is there a bunch of belly dancers they have to shoot?
And they just dodge the bullets by like dancing and
Like a Duke
Riding
Nukem
their
kind of.
hips.
So it's like a first-person shooter.
yeah.
Or?
No, we don't. It's not from their POV. We don't see like what they see. We just see them moving around, and they're just shooting at random things like video game cliches.
Yeah.
And there's no like storyline to the game. There's no like collect this to move to this level and complete this level. They're just shooting at shit.
So it's just a game.
Wasn't that like the
you're
was
just
it
watching
the
a
House of the
game.
Dead movie they made? That what? Uwe
Oh, I never
Boll or
saw that. I
whatever?
want to see that.
Oh, it's bad.
Well, duh.
I mean, it's so bad.
So
So bad it's
So
not
bad.
enjoyable.
wait, how is it?
No,
Did you see the
it's
Doom
not.
movie? That was an interesting take on a
you
video
know,
game.
I
First person.
didn't hate the Doom movie, but it was
Mhm.
pretty bad.
It wasn't great, but it was
I
an
love The
interesting
Rock.
take.
You have The Rock, right?
You got The Rock.
but then you don't see him because everything's in first person. So you're not getting the best thing about watching a Rock movie is watching The Rock.
Right. There's not really a lot of great video game movies.
You
So
can't smell what he's
But
cooking.
also in this video game, their powers and abilities aren't increased. They're just themselves.
Yeah.
So if I got put in a game,
You want more of a Jungle Book.
yeah, I want to like be super strong or be
Jack Black.
Yeah, or jump around or something like that.
Jump around.
Or like shoot fireballs from my hand. I just don't want to be a dude with a
down.
gun. That's boring, right?
Right.
And,
I
don't know how to
love being a dude with a gun.
I don't know how to shoot a gun either.
fun.
If you put me in a video game with a gun, I'd be screwed.
What are the players like input? Like, how are they? Are they controlling? Are they sitting in a room or
No,
like?
their minds are in the game. It's like Matrixy almost.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's
So
basically what it is.
It's like
So-
Avatar.
yeah.
they're in one place, but their minds are someplace else.
Yeah, their bodies are in this world, and
Gotcha.
their minds are in
Yeah.
the computer world.
Mm.
So they're in this game.
Their bodies are telling them yes.
So
It's a hell of a vibrato.
while they're knocked out,
They get up again.
a virus crashes the computer that the gamer, the programmer,
Son of a bitch.
Yeah.
and it crashes the computer, and it says he can communicate with them in the game. It says you're stuck in here until I get this figured out. But while they're stuck in there, all the video game things ramp up, and things just get progressively worse.
Is Penelope Von Schweetz in this at all?
Oh, if only.
Yeah.
Is she a bad special effect?
I don't know.
And then she's not in this
Oh.
game. And as the danger level goes up, the special effects get worser.
Oh.
Worser.
Just like your grammar gets worse the later it gets.
Like I've said, Freddy.
Yeah.
It
Freddy!
is almost 11 o'clock on a Saturday.
It's true.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I had a long day of eating ice cream.
There are many people that are just going out now.
Yes, true. Young
Yeah.
people.
Young people.
Are you young people with your tight buttholes and your
So
eyebrows that are thin and not all bushy and cover your eyes? You're not blinded by your eyebrows. I'm blinded by my eyebrows.
Oh yeah, as I get older, my eyebrows are getting thinner.
That's weird.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
because
Oh
of
my
the radiation.
gosh.
It probably
All
is.
the radiation.
I'm thinking
in your
about
life.
getting a eyebrow pencil and just color it in a little
You want
bit.
to fill them in?
Don't do it.
My eyebrows will get so full that they'll take over my entire forehead.
And you be nothing but an eyebrow.
I'll be just all brows.
Like, who was the film critic that happened to?
Gene
Gene
Shalit.
Shalit,
There
yeah.
it is.
Yeah.
Is that what killed him?
That's why they call it Gene Shallot's disease.
It's charlatans.
I love a shallot.
But
me
he
too.
figures out to get these people out of the game. He can inject them with cocaine and they wake up.
That'll make anyone wake up.
Yeah.
So like the needle from Pulp Fiction kind of thing.
No, he just injects them.
That would have
somehow,
woke
I
Terry
don't know.
Schiavo up.
Yeah.
Mm.
Oh,
Oh, Fran.
Just saying.
People are like, "Who's Terry Schiavo?"
Google it, children.
yeah.
Children. All of those kids that are going out right now, Google it.
when you're hungover tomorrow.
But we have to tell them how to spell it because it was spelled like very unusually, wasn't it?
I don't know.
S-C-H-I.
You mean it's not the way you usually spell Shiva?
Schiavo. Okay, not knowing how to spell it, I think most people spell it S-H-Y-V-O. Shivo.
Shivo.
She keep to herself. She's Shivo. Some girls are shy like that.
So he gets them out of the game and everybody's fine.
No, eventually some of them die.
Well,
Yeah.
From the cocaine.
Cocaine,
the
kilos
movie's
of it.
called Dead
Too much
Gamers.
cocaine.
But does cocaine wake people? Is it a stimulant?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah. It's like super caffeine.
I don't know drugs.
Are
That's
you
why like the
What?
the Columbia miners suck on the leaves so they can work all night long.
I dropped out of Dare. That's why I don't know what cocaine is.
Oh, I won the dare.
You want it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I got to speak.
Did you get to go to Double Dare?
I got a T-shirt.
Did you find all the flags?
I
Yeah.
did.
Even the ones up the nose?
I
That
did.
was that was the hardest one because sometimes the flag will fall out,
Yeah.
And you couldn't see it.
and they thought they were still up in
The pool full of whipped cream looked hard too.
Mark Summers wanted
The
to help
giant
him,
pie.
but he's not getting close to
Yeah,
it.
it's
and
still
also when they
germaphobe.
slid down the mouth and the tongue, and they went to that pool of goo,
Mm-hmm.
and they had to find the flag. That was difficult too.
You know the two rollers where they had to jump through and they kind of got squeezed through the rollers? You know that's like a
Yeah.
real thing in the autism community?
Yeah, they like the pressure. Like
Yeah, it's
a lot
like
of
a
kids like
hugging
the
machine
pressure
kind of
thing.
thing.
Yeah.
Aw.
Hard pressure. It's pretty
It's kind of
cool.
like the
That's
thunder
sweet.
shirts for dogs.
dogs,
Yeah,
Yeah.
Autistic kids.
I kind of like it
respond the
when
same
you're in a
way.
haunt and you have to push through those
Yeah.
those inflatable parts, the little
That,
claustrophobic thing.
that gives me a
No.
lot of anxiety
Does
because
it? I think it's fun.
I'm thinking of how many people have that's touched.
Oh yeah, all the pink eye
and
you're
they're,
getting.
and they're screaming, and so there's like spit saliva
Yeah.
coming off
And
the side of their face.
in the claustrophobia.
I like it too. So I don't think it's just for autism, but it's,
Although-
It's one of a tool, but there are.
Do you like a heavy quilt?
Have you been getting the heavy advertisements for that?
No.
Oh,
For,
the
like,
weighted quilts.
Gravity quilts.
Yeah.
Oh, are you serious?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's so weird that
Mm-hmm.
you've been getting advertisements for this.
I've gotten them.
Really?
Yeah.
I love
On
a heavy
Facebook.
quilt.
Yeah, you love a heavy quilt. Well, you know that's a thing too. That's another tool that people use with autism or whatever, or other. Well, it doesn't even need
Are you trying
be
to tell
that.
me that I'm not autistic or that I am autistic?
I'm not telling you anything. Mom, but
Are you insinuating?
No insinuation. I do not diagnose or treat my friends.
What if I fell down and the bone was sticking out of my leg? You'd be like, sorry, I don't diagnose or treat my friends. And I'm like, Mike, I think I have a broken leg, and you can clearly tell I have a broken leg, and you're like, I see a sturdy branch over there. I can give you a splint.
Only in my clinical field, which is that of mental health.
Yeah.
Well,
you couldn't.
Well, thanks for letting me spiral out of control.
I love a heavy quilt.
I would try my best to first aid you back.
I love a rainy night.
So,
yes. But no, but this heavy quilt thing, it's kind of like fidget spinners, right? Like people are like, oh, douchey fidget spinners. But fidgets have been in the education world for long time.
Yeah.
Not necessarily fidget spinners are kind of the cool thing, but there used to be stress
paddling.
Balls or paddling.
The neurotypicals are appropriating the neurodivergent stuff.
Right.
You wanna get fidgeted again? Stop putting glue on your hands.
All right.
Or my teacher tell me stop putting glue on your hands.
All right. Andy, you done?
I used to love doing that. And you peel it off and you can see your fingerprints.
Yeah.
And then you eat it.
Ooh, you ate it?
I'm kidding. No.
Oh. I ate paste once. I think most people did.
Andy.
Yes.
Not a recommend.
No.
Okay.
No, it's too bad.
Do you recommend eating paste?
Sure. It's non-toxic, right?
I recommend a heavy quilt.
When you say paste, do you mean Elmer's glue?
No, paste. You ever have paste when you were a kid?
Yeah, I didn't eat that. I ate the Elmer's glue.
Had the little stick.
I like the way it smelled.
Oh, the paste in the tub that had a stick inside it. I gotcha.
It dried out too fast.
Mm-hmm.
You had to put it on real tight, the lid.
Yeah, real tight.
All right, I have a gun.
Yeah.
Loaded with a movie bullet.
Okay.
What bullet?
A movie.
A booby bullet.
A movie bullet.
What's you doing your titties? My booby bullet.
I'm gonna shoot Kelley with the booby bullet.
Okay.
It's a booby. He lives.
Oh, we've mixing up the pattern.
He lives. Mikey B.
Oh.
Ooh.
You live as well, Freddy. My husband, my love. You live. That means.
What are you watching, Amy?
I bet she picked a good movie.
Probably.
No, actually, I was kind of like.
The Godfather Part 2. I don't know if you've ever heard of it.
That was straight to video?
Yeah,
That's
some
surprising.
countries, I'm sure.
Yeah.
All right. So, it is called House on Willow Street.
Mm-hmm.
A group of desperate kidnappers learns the hard way that their captive isn't just another damsel in distress. She's a demon.
Spoiler.
Starring Sharni Vinson.
Oh, I love Sharni Vinson.
Yeah.
There it is.
Oh, she was in that one
You're
movie.
Next.
Yeah.
You are next.
And the Step Up movie, right?
Yeah. Step Up to the Streets or Step Up?
One
I
of
don't
them.
remember.
Step Up in Space?
I only know that because of Emily.
Step Up in the Hood?
Step up to kick ups.
Step Up 3.
Step Up, 7 Up.
Dirty Steppin'.
All right, everybody. We're going to be right back.
This week's main attraction is from 1960. You may know this as Horror Hotel or maybe The City of the Dead, but I like Horror Hotel because it had the tagline, just ring for Doom Service. Doom Service. That's a play on room.
That was on
service.
that was a tagline for this movie.
Yeah, it was on the poster.
Huh.
It's pretty great.
And it also had a tagline. Actually, it was a great, when it was Horror Hotel, it had a great poster. 300 years old, human blood keeps them alive forever. It's a cool poster.
That is a cool poster. I like that.
Yeah, if you look in the show notes there, you'll see the poster. Anyways, it's a cool movie, right?
Yeah.
I like to think that this was
I liked it.
I liked it too.
Yeah.
part of the women's rights movement. Why you started seeing a lot of these movies springing up in the 60s. This is like a common thing where witch movies kind of had a big resurgence in the 60s. I think has a lot to do with all the bra burning and stuff.
So, like, I don't...
You don't understand what I'm saying?
This movie didn't come off in any way, shape, or form as, like, a feminist kind of thing?
Not at all. But what I mean is why I think it became hot to make a witch movie in the 60s.
Which movie now?
What movie? Because you had this and you had like what was it, Day of the Eagle or Night of the Eagle or whatever, and then you had like all the other various and sundry like Desperate Wives or whatever they called that one. Romero
this one had good set pieces. All of the fog.
Oh yeah.
I don't think they had any fog juice left in the entirety of the UK.
They drained all the fog balls
after this movie was made for like at least a year.
Yeah, I could feel myself getting that like little tinge in the back of my throat, like we do at haunted house season from all the extra fog juice we're consuming.
Yeah, all the carcinogens.
You get John Moxey directed this. He did episodes of Kolchak the Night Stalker.
He's got a lot.
He's got Moxey. His co-director was Phyllis Spunk. No, but John Moxey did episodes of The Night Stalker, Kolchak.
What an unfortunate name, huh?
And he also did Murder, She Wrote.
You think she had a son? Think she had a son named Richard? And they called him Dick.
Dick Spunk.
Oh dear.
There was a dick in this movie. So this is cool. This film, you have this witch burned at the stake, and she puts like a curse in the town, of what were they called? White Castle.
Whitewood, Massachusetts.
Whitewood. Yeah, we should get some White Castle later.
Oh my lord! You've been farting nonstop, the three of you, for hours now.
What?
I am calling shit out. What's happening?
So this film was the one of the first Amicus movies, who were the big competitor to Hammer, but they weren't called Amicus when they made this. They were called Vulcan. Like, this is a Vulcan movie. Right in the beginning of it.
Yeah.
I hope you're ready to be Vulcan scared, because we have Vulcan witches.
Are you Vulcan kidding me?
So this young student who is a student of Christopher Lee is the college professor, and he's doing like an American accent, which is really interesting. Yeah. He actually pulls it off pretty well.
Yeah,
unlike some others in the film, but he does a good one.
The guy who plays her brother, Dick, right? Was Dick the brother?
Dick.
Yes.
The brother.
Yeah, Dick has not such a good time.
I'm so mature. I'm gonna giggle every time you say Dick. Let's call him Richard.
They didn't.
What's fun is what's her name? Patty?
Nan Barlow.
Was it Ann? Nan?
Nan Barlow.
Nan's wanting to study witchcraft, and her professor Christopher Lee is encouraging her to take it to the limit and to go out into the field and do some research. And she's going to go to Whitewood because she's asked to go to the smallest town she can find in New England, dig into their records, and really get a feel for what it was like.
She wants to just hang for like a month, dig through people's attics, find out the shit.
Get in there. Very Blair Witchy, like go out into the field and really collect some data. And this, we spoil every film that we talk about in the main attraction segment, so this is your warning.
So what really upsets Dick and her boyfriend Bill is that she was supposed to spend this time hanging out at her cousin Sue's place for her birthday. And they're like, but that's where we're going to the party. And she's like, no, I'm going to go take my fucking academic career seriously. And they're like, but Sue's party.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
She's like, can you just chill out? Like, I'll be there, but I want to go do this. And they're like, but we're going to cut cake.
And you said it wasn't a feminist story?
Freddy?
I don't know. I think they were more they were more
somebody validate stamp him. Come on.
This movie is full of powerful women.
No, they were like just her choice of subject matter was just bunk to them, I think.
Well, because her brother is a scientist. He's studying science, is what she said. Mm-hmm. Just because you're studying science.
Yeah, they weren't upset that she was getting education. They were upset about the subject matter.
And her boyfriend was like, dig that crazy beat, man. He was just busy jamming out to the Ken Jones jazz score to the movie.
It was interesting to me, though, that in the 60s, like, I guess, considering, what was going on, that it wasn't that they were upset about the subject matter of witchcraft because of religion. It was that they were upset about witchcraft because of the science. Like, it just seemed like these were fairy tales. And there's actually some pretty interesting quotes in there about, the fairy, I forget how it goes, but anyhow, there's some good, interesting philosophy there about like science and the supernatural and how those two worlds have some relation. But I thought
fairy tales are the basis of reality or science,
and then,
or whatever he said.
He does the reversey on that. He's like, fairy tales, inspire science, and science inspires fairy tales. And he was saying that was a quote, like a real world quote.
He's like, and who said that?
And I'm like,
Dick
who said
got
it?
mad.
It's like, I don't know who said it.
He's the real
to Google that shit.
Dick.
That was kind of a cool thing to see, because you think like in this time you might think that the reason they were all getting pissy is about her going to study witchcraft would have some religious undertones to it, and there is some of that in there later on that you get to see, but that's really not it. It was about the science, and she was going to be making witchcraft serious business.
Yeah, and Christopher Lee's character is like, I have a friend.
Lurky.
I grew up in a place called Whitewood. It's a really tiny town in New England. How convenient.
Mm-hmm.
And I know the lady who runs the Ravens Inn there. She's a great friend. I'll get you free high-speed internet, free HBO. You can go and stay there, and you can study to your heart's desire.
Mm-hmm. And he draws her a hand-drawn map.
Yeah. There's a lot of, we were talking about how we would all disappear forever in this era because we wouldn't be able to understand directions.
The three, you'd be
especially
done
when it's foggy. Why, did somebody fart?
Something happened to happen.
Andy's got his legs up.
Oh, my God.
I think it's witchcraft.
Yeah.
Oh my! I hate every single one of you. Okay, so here's the deal. She's going down the world's foggiest road.
It's getting foggy in here.
And she is going around a corner, and then blam!
I love this scene. The
Dude
guy,
dressed in a suit.
It's really kind
tall
of spooky.
Suit hat.
It's like
in
a
the
Twilight
fog
Zone
on the side of the road. And then he comes up to the car, and she's like, "Hey," and he's like, "Hey, where you going?" She's like, "Whitewood." He's like, "Oh, that's cool, because that's where I want to go. I'm getting in.
Yeah.
You mind if you give me a ride?" And she's like, "Well, of course. Why wouldn't I give the strange man standing in the fog in the middle of the night a ride?"
Mm-hmm.
"Oh, you're going the same place I'm going. Oh, interesting. Oh, you're staying in the same hotel I'm staying in. Oh, that's great."
Yep.
But when she gets there, and she gets into Whitewood, which we all had the same reactions Nan did.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's like, ooh, it's spooky, ooh, it's fun, ooh, it's cool. And she's like, ooh, this is spooky, ooh, this is fun.
It's fog. Like, there is the standing fog on the road. There's the cemetery on the hill right next to the inn that she's going to stay at. And there's the old church and everything. It's one of the great classic horror sets.
Yeah.
So cozy and
It
spooky.
was.
And,
She pulls up, but this really bothered Andy. She just made her own parking space.
well, it was an ancient town.
Right.
It's like, that's not a parking space.
They don't have parking spaces.
I like rules
Right.
and lines.
Mm.
And she gets there, and she's like, well, here we are, stranger. And she looks over, and he's gone.
Did that make you want to go back to Salem?
I loved Salem. Yeah, that was really cool.
Yeah, this movie made me want to go. We got to take Mikey with us this time.
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah.
All right,
What
we're
do you say,
leaving tomorrow.
Andy? Let's go. Let's get on a plane.
Let's go now.
We can
Do it right
drive.
now? Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
How about now?
Yeah, like it was incredible. The set pieces on this movie were just really fun. They were fun.
It was real small too.
fun.
It felt like one of those sets from like an old Western or like an
Mhm.
episode of the Brady Bunch.
Yes, when they go to the Western town and they
Yeah.
have the pie fight. Absolutely.
You basically have like 4 locations.
Yeah,
You have the
right.
Ravens Inn, you have the church,
And
you have the cemetery.
Yeah, this town is not meant to look like a real town at all.
No.
It's very, very movie setish.
Yeah.
Right.
And that, I love
Yeah.
studio movies. That's one of the things I really like about them is
Yeah.
what they can do in one of
Yeah,
those
it looks.
rooms.
It was
yeah.
definitely filmed on a soundstage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. But that's so much part of the fun
Yeah.
for me.
Absolutely. Gave me like Tim Burton Sleepy Hollow kind of vibes
Yeah.
with it, or what you wanted it to at least look like. Almost more of the cartoon version of Sleepy Hollow.
you
with
could-
it.
Definitely see like the influence of this movie on Tim Burton stuff.
Yes, very
And-
much.
Yeah. And also it had a Scooby-Doo vibe with all the jazz music we were saying. Yeah.
We had like
So
very
weird.
kicky music.
Yeah.
Did.
Didn't fit the theme.
No, in some scenes I'm like,
Yeah.
would you stop it with your fucking jazz?
Well, I was the only one at the table, but the Latin chanting for some reason reminded me of the Charlie Brown Christmas, the because it did have that jazzy Latin chanting.
I didn't mind the jazzy bits so much. That was fun.
It was fun.
weird.
It's quirky. It's
It was-
so quirky movie.
It was a weird juxtaposition between the visuals and the the music.
Yeah, sometimes. And they did go classic spooky sometimes too with the music.
Mm-hmm.
But we establish that the innkeeper is the witch that was burned?
No, not yet. That's where we were.
There we are.
She gets in there, and this lady comes out, and she's like, you can't have a room. And then Nan's like, but my Professor Driscoll. And she goes, okay, you can have this room.
Yeah, but it's the room right next to
It's the worst room. They're right by the check-in.
Yeah.
You'll hear every little sound.
Everything.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And it's very obviously the witch you watched get burned back in 17 blah blah blah.
Yeah, and the guy she had picked up on the road was also there.
was a dude that was there cursed.
He was like,
the town.
Lucifer, help her out, Lucifer. He was the one talking to the devil. Lucifer.
But you got to talk about his amazing appearances.
Yeah.
He did it twice.
He reappears. This is the guy who disappeared from her car. After the innkeeper checks Nan in and she goes into the room, he pivots around the pole like Singing in the Rain style, but like in a spooky Singing in the Rain style, and he just kind of appears behind the innkeeper and he's like, ooh, hello.
He's very lurky.
Yeah.
Like he would just
yeah.
like drift back into the darkness and then appear again.
And he pulls the same shit with another character later, Pat.
That seems like a sleazeball movie.
Hitchhike and then pivot in the
Yeah.
creepy
Pivot and
Singing in the
parry.
Rain.
It'll make you laugh out
The
loud.
exact same thing. It's hilarious.
But it came with these weird like musical cues.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like ting tingle tingle tingle.
Oh, tickle, tickle, tickle,
I also love the gas station attendant when they stop at the gas station on the way
yes.
into town to get directions and everything. Like, he turns up again and again. It's like a staple from a lot of horror films.
Yeah. What's that? What do they call that in Cabin in the Woods? It's like the bearer of like bad tidings or whatever.
Oh,
But
yeah.
the guy in the gas
It's
station.
like, oh, you don't want to go up to Whitewood.
yeah, don't do
Yeah.
that. Don't go.
It's so classic. But then he has to keep telling it to people because so many people are going there.
He seemed put off near the end.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's
It
got a
was,
little
it
tired.
Well,
was
nobody
funny.
fucking stops to get gas. He ain't making a dime off
They're
this
just
shit.
getting directions.
He's like, excuse me, my time is worth something.
So while Nan's in town, she notices that everybody is really strange. They're kind of just standing and staring at her on the streets.
They've got this town with like 4 buildings in it. Then you see these town people just ambling about. It's like, where the fuck are they going?
Yeah, they're not doing much of anything. It's got that Twilight Zone feel to
Right.
it.
And when they see you, they just kind of stop in their tracks, turn around, and stare at you.
Yeah.
Then when you go try to visit the church, she gets turned out by the crazy old priest. He's like, this place sucks. It's pure evil. Bye. Like, why would you let her in for some safety?
Yeah.
Or even warn her. You know what's up.
I know.
He did tell her to leave.
Yeah,
so
but he's like,
you should get out tonight.
He should say, leave or you'll die. Because there's witches
Yeah.
in town. Is there something preventing him from telling her that there's witches there?
Yeah, he could have
guess
stopped
so.
it.
He could have.
I think it was just because they're the church set really hadn't been built, so that's why we couldn't go inside. 'Cause it didn't really make
There's
sense.
nothing
Yeah.
behind the
We're
facade.
like, we are out of money.
Because he did
Yeah.
tell her, like, when she went there, she was like, oh, I know the church is closed. And he's like, we're not closed. But then he won't let her in either, so.
They spent all the money on Sue's birthday party set.
Yeah.
Sue's birthday party set and the antique shop, which was a lot of
Yeah.
fun. I'm glad we got to go in there.
The antique shop was a great
Yeah,
moment.
so Nan, after she gets turned out by the priest, not like a prostitute on the
She
street.
did use the word turned
They
out,
did
though.
say that.
They said
Yeah.
turned out.
To the maid.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
that's what it was.
She heads over to the antique store and meets up with Pat, and Pat's like freshly in town.
She looks like Kristen Wiig.
Well, I do want to say just like there in that set piece, that was one of those times. It was genuinely creepy because she walks out of the church and then there's not a big cast for this movie, but the ones like just having some you got the mist going on and then having a couple little groupings of creepy looking people just stopping in their tracks and staring. it was spooky, and then
Right.
she takes off and dashes for the antique
safety.
shop. The safe
There's
harbor.
a light on.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's also got that warm glow thing where you're like,
Mhm.
oh, that's where I would run to too. It
And the
makes
lady
sense.
inside was turned out to be pretty warm.
Yeah,
Her grandfather is the crazy old priest. But
Yeah.
I don't think she knows much about the town. She's just kind of there now. Running the
yeah.
store, and lends our friend Nan a book, and Nan goes back to the hotel.
What was the book? It was like a treatise on devil worship and
Meh.
witchcraft or something like
Something
that.
like that.
A very,
Dr.
very
Seuss.
valuable book,
Yeah.
which she let her borrow.
Yeah,
Pretty cool, huh?
the day she met her.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was nice.
She's like, I want a friend.
Yeah, I thought for a second she was going to give it to her for free because
I
she
know.
was. Anne kind of like hinted
Yeah.
about it because she's like, "Oh, there's no way I could ever afford such an awesome book."
This is probably way more than I could afford. Hint,
Yeah.
bitch. Give it to me.
She goes, "Well, you can borrow it." Nice of you.
When she gets back to the hotel, there's something really weird going on. Is it the same night where they have the little get
It all
together?
happened that night. The night
Yeah.
we got there.
There's
It's
this,
Candlemas Eve.
yeah, which is February
Say
1st.
it
Did you
again.
know? Were you familiar with Candlemas?
I've never heard of it.
Never heard of it.
You, Andy, you farting again, huh?
If you-
Can you please?
the
then
last
put your
one
legs
smelled
down?
like gym sneakers
You just put
Ew.
your legs
Did
down.
you eat sneakers?
spraying through the air.
Like I said before, it's witchcraft.
It's witchcraft.
All right, we gotta get
What
through
it
this.
is.
All right, so they're like, "We'll
It
come
does
out."
smell like sneakers.
The Mrs. Dead Witch
That's what I had for dinner.
innkeeper is like, "Hey, come join us." And Nan's like, "Oh, I want to get to the end of this chapter about devil worship.
Yeah, come
'cause
join this awesome
it's
party
Really
where people-
exciting."
Where people just spin in a room.
Yeah, they were dancing like a waltz, and it was really weird
With
because
the
there's just a
noise.
fireplace going.
Yeah, they're really grouped close together.
Yeah, and they're
and
all
they're just
dancing
spinning.
identically.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, there's
It's
no
like
variation.
it's almost like they're in a trance or something.
Yeah.
The haunted mansion scene.
It was very much like the haunted
Mhm.
mansion in Disney World where they dance around
Look
the
at this
ballroom.
shit. When Nan goes out to party with the people,
In her what? Wait, she sees it first in the what? Because this looked awesome.
You're talking about
her
the
sassy lingerie.
Her quilted robe.
Oh, her quilted
She's in her
robe.
quilted robe.
She's wearing some great stuff in this movie.
Yeah, she gets gussied.
Mhm.
Yeah.
She spends some fucking time on her shit.
And she finds the trapdoor too, right?
Yeah, there's a trapdoor in her room.
She takes the quilted robe off, and then
Yeah.
she's got some crazy
Lingerie.
lingerie.
Fredericks of Hollywood.
Mhm.
She's like, I cannot wait to hang out with some cool, fun people.
Can't wait to spin with strangers.
Yeah,
Mhm.
the spinning dance.
She's like ready. She is down to clown,
Mhm.
and she opens the door, and boom, nobody's there.
Well, it's creepy too because the
Because
music,
the noise was still going on until she opened the door.
the sound of the dancing, the music, and everything instantly stops and everybody's gone.
Yeah. And she's like, Mrs. Nelson,
Uh-huh.
whatever her name was.
Mhm.
Dead burnt witch from the beginning.
Dead burnt lesbians. Selwyn was the witch name, and then she
Seltzer.
became
Newsom. Doesn't matter. Who cares?
Newsom or some shit.
So,
Some bullshit.
Dead burnt witch is like, I don't, what?
Newless.
And then she gets curious about their trapdoor. So Nan goes down there, and then Nan gets taken by the people in the hoods.
This is the big twist.
And then dead.
Your lead is killed in the first act, just like in Psycho, which was
Yep.
being made at the same time. Did you read the trivia where
Oh, no.
they were talking about like people think this movie ripped off Psycho because the setup is very
When did
similar.
Psycho come out? 50 earlier, right?
Well, it's being made at the same time
Oh,
as
okay.
this.
Doesn't
The release, I think, was the same year, 1960.
So then now brother and
Yeah.
boyfriend are gonna team up.
They finally made it to Sue's party.
The Dick and Bill show starts.
Yeah.
And they're like, why isn't Nan at Sue's party? Did we not make it clear enough that this was the event of the year?
It's Nan's. It's Sue's day, Nan. It's Sue's day.
It's Sue's day. Okay.
On Tuesday, it was Sue's day. It's not you's day.
Tuesday.
I found it interesting that we haven't heard from her in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
It's like you think they would check on her, earlier than that.
They waited
Yeah.
but they didn't even have the phone number.
Yeah.
And then when
really
they call
weren't even
information,
sure.
like
Yeah.
they
I don't think
they, like,
anybody really even liked her.
I
mean,
they were happy
honestly.
to see she was gone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he said, like, I haven't received a letter from her in 2 weeks. Like, that's
Yeah.
an old sentence.
You know what it probably is? They probably went in on something for Sue's birthday and Nan hadn't given the money yet. And they were like, she said I
Yeah.
can't just spot her this money.
Oh, she didn't chip in.
Like, should we write her name on the card? I don't know.
No.
What do you think, Dick? Dick, what's your opinion on this, Dick? Do you think we should write Nan's name on the card? Dick.
So, Brother Dick is going to drive out to Whitewood. Now, was I not paying attention? Why did Boyfriend Bill have to sneak and follow Dick to Whitewood?
I try to follow Dick. I follow Dick all the time, too.
Oh, that didn't even occur to me that he was sneaking.
Because
Yeah.
Brother Dick gets in his car, leaves,
Maybe he suspected something, and they said, stay behind me, and
and it's like
just in case
Boyfriend
something
Bill's
happens.
lurking behind him and gets in his car and leaves just after him. Waits to make sure he left.
Like, why didn't they just go together and save gas?
Yeah, but see what? And then while they're leaving, you see Professor Driscoll, Christopher Lee, lurking in the window, and then you kind of get this. Something's not right with him because he was just sacrificing a bird.
And wearing a Doctor Strange cape.
Yeah.
Right.
So something's not right with it. You're like, wait a minute. And if you're any kind of normal human being with any faculties,
But you already know at this point he's in on
something's
it.
in. Yeah, like
He's in the room when they kill Nan. He's in the background.
I didn't see him. Did anybody else see him?
Yeah, he was in the robe, and they just had him in the second row. He
Yeah,
was
and
with
the
tall
fact that
people.
she's the only reason she gets a room in the house to begin with is because
of him.
he
Yeah.
drops his name.
Yeah, and then Pat at the antique store knew him.
Yeah.
So like, you'd have to be a great big horrible dum dum.
Right. Or you just like
But
being
who would
surprised.
suspect that the town's full of sacrificing witches? I mean, that's far fetched, right? I mean, if you told me I was gonna like when we visited Salem, they've been like, the people that own the house they tell you to stay out. They told us to stay out of the cellar. Remember? And
Right,
we were
'cause
watching
they kept
this.
shit down there that we didn't need to know
I'm sure
about.
it was probably a sex dungeon or something.
Yeah.
But in this movie, there's the cellar, which he's not supposed to go into. There's not even a ring to lift the door. But that's where the sacrifice tunnel is. If you had told me that we were going to be killed by the nice Airbnb lady, I wouldn't have believed you. I'd be like,
But what if
and that's how you get me killed, Freddy.
yeah.
That's how you get me fucked up.
Yeah.
But if like the gas station attendant before you pulled up to the Airbnb was like, that place is not good for you.
That's okay. So that's good.
Yeah.
We've figured it out. This is how you stay safe. If you're going to do an Airbnb thing, make sure you stop at the closest gas station.
Talk to the creaky old man.
And just drop a little like, hey, yeah, we're headed up to so and so. And just kinda see
Harbinger
what
of
they
evil.
say.
That's what he was, right?
If they don't
Is
even
that what he
blink an
said?
eye,
I think so.
you're fine.
Yeah.
If they make a face, they engage. And then you're gonna that's how you do it.
When you say engage, it reminds me that you started watching Star Trek The Next Generation.
Engage. I feel like gas stations like that don't really exist anymore.
Yeah,
though.
they
It's
don't
sort of
know.
like phone booths.
They're fucking 17-year-old kids trying not to get shot on the night shift.
right.
You're right.
Apparently in New Jersey, I think it's the law that they have all full service gas stations.
Yeah, the last time I visited, back when that's been a million years, but yeah,
So they probably
it's
warn
real
you.
weird too. I don't like it. And then I'm like, "Do you tip?" I tip. I didn't know if I was supposed to tip, but you just don't even
Service,
know.
you should tip.
So stupid. Just let me pump my own goddamn gas.
What?
Okay.
Why? What's the point? Why do they make you do that?
Yeah.
Why?
They say they won't insure. It's like a safety thing on the state law. Or I think it sounds to me like it was probably a jobs protection type of
The
thing.
mafia.
I don't know. Maybe a New Jersey listener can tell us
Yeah.
if you know why that is.
Explain.
I was not aware of that because that would
Yeah.
make me. Yeah, I get it.
It gives me
I'd be like,
hives.
Maybe they're
They don't like
there
that
to
stuff.
warn people not to go to
To-
places.
Yeah.
not to go to New Jersey.
New Jersey's
yeah.
the only place where you're gonna that my new rule is gonna work.
Yeah, maybe it's New Jersey's full of witches.
Yeah.
Could
What's
be.
your new rule?
That you have to stop at the gas station before you go to your Airbnb or something.
Just in case it's
I got
haunted
you.
or it's
Yeah.
full of
Have you ever had that
sacrificing witches.
Experience where someone like starts washing your windshields? That gives me hives.
Oh, you mean like a homeless person runs
Yeah.
up and is?
I don't think
Yeah.
that's never.
'Cause then you're like,
I've only
happened to me.
ever happened to me once in my whole
Yeah,
life.
it happened to me, and they just made it worse.
Oh, because everything's so filthy that
Yeah.
they got. Yeah.
But I still slipped them $1.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you get trapped, it's when you get trapped at a light
Yeah.
is when that's going to hit you.
Mhm.
It has to be a perfect storm of homeless person with a window washing kit and a red light, and you're the first one at the red light.
I feel like at least he's trying to earn his money, so I just gave him $1.
Or you ever have someone try to sell you flowers at the stoplight?
No.
The buckets or the newspapers. I've had the newspapers or the bucket people.
Everyone
I mean, I'm not trying to say that as a derogatory term. You know, when they have the buckets and they come out and to get money because they're like for softball, their kids' softball teams or whatever.
One of them came to my front door the other day.
A bucket person?
Selling candy bars for their youth basketball team. Like, yeah, you don't have one.
It wasn't legit?
No, I don't think so.
Because they're supposed to get the charity ones that actually say on them for a charity.
These were just like something you buy at Sam's Club or something.
Yeah, otherwise there's some scams where they just buy regular ones and try to sell them for like double what they cost.
It's like I was born at night, sir.
But not last night?
Yeah.
How did we get on the topic of charity chocolate?
Don't remember.
Because of self-service gas stations.
So Nan, she dead. Brother Dick, Brother Bill, on the way to Whitewood. Mm-hmm. Professor Driscoll's bad. So Dick gets there just fine and hooks back up with Pat, who had come to visit him, and she's the antique store lady.
They're fast friends.
They're like best friends. But we really need to talk about Dick's sweater.
Oh.
Gave him a little pooch.
It made it look like he was nothing but fat rolls.
Yeah. It was a terrible sweater and needed to be stopped.
It was the sweater's fault. It wasn't Dick's body. I'm not body shaming Dick.
Right.
I'm not Dick shaming. It was the sweater's fault.
Totally. So Dick gets there, meets up with Pat. He's fine. He talks to the grandpa priest, who's who's nutsy cuckoo. But Bill has a little bit of trouble. Boyfriend Bill hits a tree because
of his crazy hallucination.
I think they probably gave him that.
Yeah.
To keep him away or something.
They did something to him where he drove into a green screen
of
her burning at the stake.
Yeah, the dead burnt witch when she was being dead burnted. Is that? It's 20 after 11. I'm allowed to say bad grammar and stuff.
Yeah, you can do that.
I don't have to communicate.
You don't have to.
It's so late.
You can say bad grammar. You can say Kelsey grammar.
Country grammar.
Spencer grammar.
Yeah. What's his wife's name that had the IBS?
Camille.
Okay.
Camille.
Camille. Rudy.
Anyway.
You look sleepy.
Because he drugged them.
Yeah.
So in the end,
only kindness matters.
brother Dick ends up down in the cellar, and he helps.
Are you sleeping?
He
finds Dick.
He finds the bad people, and they're gonna sacrifice Pat from the antique store.
Not Pat.
Not Pat.
I love it when they throw a dagger at
So
Bill.
We're not there yet.
I know.
Just give me 2 seconds.
Okay, you keep going though.
I can see that with the Pat and the what was her name? The first girl that gets
Nan?
killed. Yeah, there's a little psycho in their even in their
absolutely
their looks.
Yeah, he means the film Psycho, not that they are psychos.
Yes.
So
in case you're confused,
I like women.
Yeah.
Good. So brother Dick had heard from crazy Grandpa Priest that the shadow of the cross would kill the evil immortal witches, right?
Roll back just a little bit.
Roll back!
Didn't you get the impression that the grandpa suspected that Dick was in league with the witches because he told her not to trust him? He told Pat, don't trust him.
I don't know.
And then when Dick leaves, that's when they find the bird in the drawer with the arrow in it, and then they find the sprig of who's it on
Woodbine.
the door. Yeah.
The sprig of Bokeem Woodbine.
Bokeem Woodbine.
Bokeem.
But then after that, I think he pieces together that Dick's all right.
He
doesn't have any problem with Dick.
It's like, I could have told you that.
You know what? If the Catholic priesthood could figure that out.
Yeah. Dick's okay.
Dick's okay.
Yeah.
Dick's great.
Great. So yeah, Pat's about to be sacrificed. You know, brother Dick doesn't know what to do. When boyfriend Bill, who we thought was dead, guys, did you think he was dead?
Yeah, he comes stumbling up.
He comes stumbling up, finds a cross in the graveyard, is trying to pull it out of the ground. whatever, because Brother Dick's like, shadow of the cross.
And it's good that like they have to wait till the strike of 13 to do the sacrifice because Pat would have been fucked otherwise.
Yeah, she'd been already dead.
There were a couple. This was one of those moments too that there were a couple like really pretty pictures this movie makes when Dick's like raising his hand up in the background in the graveyard with the cross and all that was really just a cool like. That could be like a great Halloween poster.
Yeah, so many moments in this. This is one of the most Halloween-y movies ever made.
Mm-hmm. But a cozy Halloween.
It's perfect. It's like this is a good pairing with like the Ichabod Crane Disney or whatever. It's
Agreed.
It's a super. It's if
Pair
you love
this
classic
with
like,
a warm
horror
drink.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, some mulled wine.
Mulled cider.
It's only 78 minutes long. It's real short.
Yeah.
It's got everything you want.
What was coming? So the cross like shoots
Laser beams.
Laser bolts.
That was God.
That was Jesus
protecting,
lasers. Yeah.
Them from the witches. That's why she believed in God.
That was the.
You
No.
should hedge your bets.
Because
That's the only thing that's going to save you from witches, Amy.
What if you know? What if it was
great.
a star? You needed a Star of David.
where the fuck was God for the last 300 years?
Right. Yeah. Where was God when Nan was getting all gutted and shit?
Yeah.
Where was God? Fucking
Because you
crazy,
need the cross.
crazy grandpa priest knew that.
Like, God's not going to just do everything for you. You have to help yourself, too.
Yeah, you have to have his logo.
Crazy grandpa priest knew
The right branding.
about the shadow of the cross. Why didn't he fucking do anything?
'Cause he's blind, Amy.
He's totally blind, Amy.
He knew about it. Why could
so
he not
blind.
tell somebody that wasn't
Have
blind?
to go see.
I'm just telling you, there were plot holes as big as
I'm just saying, believe in God and you'll be all
a
right.
big thing. Andy, I'm gonna stab you.
Andy believes in every god, though. He's Neelar, Totep, Cthulhu.
It's called hedging your bets.
Yeah, he's worshiping the devil. He's worshiping everything.
But like, do you in most movies when people are using a cross for like vampires or anything, like, do you really have to believe in the cross for the cross to still burn?
In Fright Night, you do.
Do you?
In
need
some
to have faith.
in some stories, you do have to have the faith behind
So it's
it.
like kind of choosy.
Yeah, choosy moms.
Choosy mom.
Choose crosses.
But what if the vampire has the faith?
What if you have sunflower seeds and you just toss them? Then the vampire has to stop and count them.
So like if it's holy
That's
water,
X-Files.
but the priest has lost his faith, it could just be.
Yeah, that's what happened in Salem's Lot. There's a lot of these in your vampire fiction.
I feel like this is like an Excel spreadsheet getting ready to be created.
But yeah, man, these witches
Google Doc.
they catch on fire, and it's
It
great.
doesn't even have
dramatic.
to touch them.
Yeah, I just
Just close.
Because there's laser bolts that come out of the cross.
I like that when what's her name, L. Ron Hubbard,
Elizabeth Selwyn
throws the
Dead
dagger
Witch.
into Bill's back, and he's like, "Yeah!" And then Christopher Lee's like, "No problem." And he pulls out that switchblade, like snick, and he hands it to her to finish sacrificing.
Like Rebel Without a Cause or something.
Yeah.
It's about to slash her white walls.
Because you kind of get like the feeling like that has to be this ornate dagger. It doesn't.
But I have to give boyfriend Bill props. He's a trooper.
He was a trooper.
He survived a fucking car wreck.
Yeah.
He crawled his ass over to Whitewood.
Yeah.
And pulled a fucking cross out of the ground
while he had a big old dagger in his bag. And then did he survive even?
He died
after
at
that?
the end.
Did he die?
Yeah.
I wasn't sure.
Yeah.
I couldn't tell if they were like he's dead.
So he saved Dick.
He did save Dick and Pat Nixon.
How
It's
was
weird-
a big
it is weird that
cross
they're
that he
named-
was
yeah.
bearing there at the end.
Yeah. I really, really enjoyed this movie a whole lot.
Yeah, it was
too.
really nice.
The capper is they go back to the end because she has scurried away from the scene. She wasn't burned up by the cross, the head witch. And they make it back to the Raven's End, and she is sitting behind the desk.
Well, I don't think they
in her
realized that she
cloak.
was the head witch yet.
I don't think they knew that, maybe
Yeah.
not. But then they go up and they whip the hood off, and they're like, "Ah," and she's ugly.
Dead burnt witch.
Dead burnt witch.
Because she didn't get her sacrifice, so it undoes her
It undoes her.
her undead status.
The doozers, they eat the buildings because they're made of sugar.
Yes. I like the dude. Is it
Dozers?
or dozers?
I think
it's
they're called dozers, yeah.
And Red and Mowgli, they're the ones they're the bad ones.
Yeah, this is Fraggle Rock talk.
They're the corporate. Fred and Mowgli were corporate.
We went real hard right into Fraggle Rock.
The trashy past
I have to say, Our podcast is like a William Faulkner novel.
Yeah.
It's very stream of consciousness.
Yeah, that's about right.
We
Oh,
have
wow,
like
Andy.
we try to have a through line, but
Bitch, you read me, Faulkner?
yes, I've tried. It's very hard to read.
Yeah,
Just
I
like
don't
we're hard
it.
to listen to.
Yeah.
But
we just go on tangents like
Yeah.
Faulkner did.
Faulkner.
We're just like guys.
Hey, I'm just trying to class up this
Just like
podcast
Faulkner.
up.
I see.
Yeah, after you sprayed us with sneaker stank.
Sneaker farts.
Sneaker farts. Class us up, Andy. No, you're
Thank God you got your goddamn feet on the table. But please,
This podcast is like school on
Please.
Saturday.
It's got no class.
No class.
No, like I do.
I'm like school through Monday through Friday.
The best compliment I can give this film
Full
is
of
that
class.
this would be a film I could see myself returning to because it certainly it's a cozy Halloween film. It's like it's like the white Christmas of Halloween films. It's just nice.
It was
and
good. I think you might guys be.
No, I mean
I like
not
the set
every
pieces.
Halloween.
I loved it. It's something I'll go back to over and over again. I bought it, so it's like
it is something he will treasure till the day he dies.
Yeah.
For 300
Okay.
years.
Yeah.
I could see myself Sunday napping to
He's
this
going to
one.
Oh, yeah.
sacrifice
Yeah.
virgins for the next 300 years.
Remember when we did Witchery Month? How much fun was that? I
That
love
was-
witchcraft
yeah.
stuff. That's fun.
Which one was the David Hasselhoff one?
Oh,
Was that
yeah.
Witchboard? No, that was
No.
a good one. I'd like to return to that
Was
one.
it Witchery?
Maybe it was Witchery.
Was he in that
I
one?
don't remember.
Yeah. Anyways,
Yeah.
those are fun.
That was
They're
a
fun.
couple
I
years
like witch
ago.
movies.
Me too.
Which movies?
All of them.
Which Witch?
Witches of Eastwick. That's a good one.
Is Worst Witch a remake of The Worst Witch with...
Is it a TV series?
I don't know. I saw it pop up on Netflix.
Yeah, I think it's a
and-
series. I hear it's really good.
Oh, really? But is it based on the one that had Tim Curry?
Was Tim Curry in that?
From
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's supposed to be.
Hmm.
And I don't know if it's really good or somebody was being facetious and saying it was good ironically,
Oh,
or if the Frogurt is cursed. I don't know any of those things.
I don't know. I'm just curious. It's witchy.
So, anything else, folks?
Yeah.
Oh, does anybody know? I'm just curious about anybody. You guys have been to Salem. Did many of the witches that were getting burned during that, like, say, "No, I'm not a witch"?
No,
I mean,
all
that
of
was
them.
like all of them. It seems like most that would be the right response. So they were just saying
Right.
you're lying. Like, so they had to
Yeah.
pass the death test.
Well, some of them got
anyways.
out of it. Like, when
Was
you go to the museum, they talk about it was not a superly consistent applied judgment.
Because at the beginning of this film, they're like, they kind of question her, and she's like, "I'm a witch," and she's proud of it. And then I was like, I'm wondering that time during that period of history, like how many were like, "I'm not a witch," and I know they were the tests, and the test basically ended in your death, anyways. But
Yeah, a lot
just
of them
curious
did.
how many actually were like, "Yeah, I'm a witch." Doesn't seem like that would be the common response.
Yeah, I'm a witch. So what?
So what?
I own it.
Mm-hmm.
There
Just
was
curious.
a book I read that was really good called A Delusion of Satan, written by Francis Hill, and that was a really great telling of it's the full story of the Salem witch trials. That's what
What
it's
was
about.
the kid's name? He had a funny name.
Oh, I
Or she
can't
did.
remember.
Yeah.
Hmm.
It was like,
Anyway, that was a couple years ago I read
Yeah.
that, so
if you go back and listen to the episodes we did around that,
I highly
time-
recommend that if you're into the
Name it again. Say it again.
Salem, A Delusion of Satan.
Hmm.
Yeah, it was a really easy to read kind of non-fiction version, of events. It wasn't dry or anything. It was good.
Sounds
So-
like.
And
seems
then
like
It was sad as fuck.
We saw the
you know?
real
Sure, can only
places.
imagine.
You had read that before the trip, right?
Yeah.
And then I remember you saying something about like a couple of the places.
They don't actually know where most of those hangings took place. You
Yeah.
know, they have ideas. They
Does it
still
get into like the motivating factors of why these
Yeah.
women were specifically picked?
It was like jealousy or something.
That was some of it.
Yeah.
Some was also land disputes and stuff.
Some of it was self-preservation.
Yeah.
If I say somebody else is the witch and I'm not the witch, it's like a
It's just
Political.
to get, it gets people out the way.
Mm-hmm.
It's very Real Housewives of Salem or something.
It's just awful when you think about it. And it was men and women.
Yeah.
That story about the old man just getting crushed to death.
Oh yeah, that was awful.
Yeah. Anyway. sad.
Danny is sad.
It's real messed up.
Fucked up sometimes.
But it makes for a real fun place to go around
Well,
Halloween
sure,
time.
it's spooky as all get out.
Because it's spooky as hell.
Did you notice when you were there let's connect with the hippies in the room, Amy?
Yes.
Was there a heaviness there? Like I've heard, well, you know this. Like I've heard like some people go and claim when they go to like New Orleans that they can feel like a real heaviness.
I didn't feel that in Salem.
Okay,
I felt
just
a
curious.
festive environment.
Oh yeah.
Well, because we were there around Halloween, and they do
Yeah.
a good job of making it a very touristy kind of place.
Sure.
I think it's that way year round, though. I mean, it's just not as full.
But you did feel like the history of the town because it's so
That's
old.
something. Like,
so you did
yeah.
feel something, not necessarily like a heavy presence, but there's just this energy there.
it's old. It's an old energy.
It is electric, though. I think there's something about it. Like I've never, from when I was a little boy, like, and you know how you feel on Halloween when you were a little boy.
Mm-hmm.
Oh boy! Like when you're a little kid and Halloween was just this mysterious, magical thing.
Mm-hmm.
I really got that again when we were there, especially when we just decided to go like walking.
No,
at
but there were
night.
times when we were walking the streets or where Airbnb was.
Yeah,
they were just
old
narrow
houses
and
by the water.
Just dimly lit.
yeah,
And there are times where like there's no people on the road except you.
yeah.
And the fact
spooky.
that we didn't drive anywhere. You're just
No,
on
we walked
foot
everywhere.
everywhere you go, and
It's still got old cobblestone streets and
Yeah.
everything.
Yeah, and the old ships in the bay, like the harbor. It's a really magical place.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I can't wait to
It
go
is.
back. I'm so excited to go back. Hopefully, we can do that next year or something.
Yeah.
So yeah,
And I highly recommend that to you. If you're a horror fan, at some point in your life, you got to do Halloween in Salem.
you got to do all that spooky shit.
Yeah.
Except we remember that there was one very non-spooky scene with the porta-johns that was
that was
leaking.
scary. Yeah.
And again, and I know I probably said this at the time when we got back from Salem,
Yeah.
but it needs to be repeated. If you are somewhere where there are huge lines for the porta potties, you are not allowed to take your time and shit.
Yeah.
You're not. You pee
That's
or you
just-
shit your
That's
pants.
just rude.
But what if you're okay? What if you just had a salad? I mean, what are you gonna do?
What you got to do?
You shit
It's
your
such
pants.
a small town. You could walk back to wherever you're staying and go to the bathroom.
I got what you're saying.
Unless you have diarrhea, then you're
Cha-cha-cha.
fucked. This is not a town with a lot of infrastructure because it's such a small town that when they have this many visitors, they by necessity they have to set up a bunch of porta potties,
Yeah.
like huge banks of porta potties.
And you're not allowed to be like, oh, I think I have to go to the bathroom. No, it better be like
You plan it.
screaming. You better be shitting blood if
Remember-
you're gonna
Yeah.
shit in
Wow.
a porta potty, and make the rest of us wait for you.
What was that story? Like this girl was in
Yeah.
there forever.
Well, the guy let her go ahead of
Yeah.
him, and then he was like, "I think she," and then he
like,
was like,
No, the girl behind him was like, she's taking a shit.
and they were super like Massachusetts.
Yeah.
They were like, "I think she's taking a dump in there."
Or like, I think she said a bitch. That bitch is taking a shit or something.
It was so funny.
Like, people have to pee. You know,
It was the same one.
there
that
should be
was-
one porta
yeah.
potty that you can shit in, and then you can go wait in line and shame with the rest of yous that can't keep your shit in your body. I'm just kidding. She just didn't look like she was having a bad time, is what I'm saying.
She went and
Because
twisted.
I was in line with her, and then I saw her come out. It's like you're fine. You weren't like upset. You're on your phone, so you can wait to shit. Dumb bitch.
Remember when
Maybe she was a witch.
Yeah,
That
She's
might
making
be.
a magic
You could have
note.
gotten rid of that one.
she was
Well.
like,
All right, so I want to talk about our Beelzebubs.
Oh yeah.
I'm glad you remembered.
These people are the best, and they get shout outs at the end of every show. Go to notlp.com/Patreon. Nope, patreon.com/notlp. It is,
Yeah.
guys, it is like 11:30.
You guys get one complimentary curse.
Has anybody ever been awake this late their entire lives?
Embarrassing history,
No.
man.
We're the only ones awake in the world right now.
Yeah.
Nope.
I'm going to say your names right now. Brooke. Yeah, girl. Or
Mhm.
boy. Oh, God. Okay, email me your pronouns. Eddie. Adam. Tree and Alex.
Hi.
Alberto.
That's just how he says it.
That's how I say it. Brandon Boone.
I killed him in Friday the 13th again.
No.
I stabbed him. And then I think I beat him to death, too, at one point. Brandon, if you could verify if I beat you to death or I stabbed you a bunch, I don't remember. We need to play again.
Yeah, that was fun.
Let's get back into that.
Let's do that.
Bill in New York.
Hi, Bill.
Hi, Bill. Blake. Mark, who we say it every time.
We just call him Flying Pig Mark from now on.
Flying Pig Mark. Michael. Jeremy.
And
Cassie.
thank you.
Elise. Congratulations to Kelley and Elise. They are moved into their new home.
And Kelly's actually doing yard work.
Yeah, we drove by and he was trimming the bushes.
We don't live far from their new place, and we drove by, and Kelley was out in his yard trimming the hedge, and my jaw dropped to the ground. And
Yeah.
I picked it back up. I was like, he's doing what?
You almost made me get in a car wreck.
Commanda. Oh, is it her birthday today or yesterday?
Oh, is
Happy
it?
birthday,
I haven't
girl.
looked at my phone. very
Happy
much.
birthday, girl.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Ernest. Ooh, we're going to see you probably at Horror Hound very soon.
I hope so.
And Jimmy B.
Also, Andy, you're planning that Discord thing still?
Sure.
Yeah.
I'm going to try.
We're going to work on a Discord
Yeah.
meetup.
One of the big things that it's our patrons, if you don't know this, when you support the show on Patreon, you get access to a private server where we can all hang out and do fun stuff together, like diddle each other's buttholes virtually.
I want to do like let's sit and watch Dateline together.
Or we could watch, we could do a viewing party.
And it's clothing optional.
Clothing options.
Well, you're in your own home, and I don't need to know.
You can do whatever you want.
We have more webcams and
We
everything.
can do webcam.
No.
Yeah. But yeah,
I'm out if I see penises.
Apparently Discord is you're okay with a bunch of boobies and vaginas then?
I'm out if I see naked genitalia.
Okay. What about an open butthole? What about a closed butthole? Can I negotiate you down to a closed butthole?
Sure,
we're gonna call the meetup the lemon party.
Yeah.
Oh God.
So I'm looking forward to that, Andy. Looking forward to that.
All right, everybody. Anything else?
Yeah, one other thing. Come to the Overlook on August 30th. That's a Thursday night. Wednesday.
It's a Wednesday night.
Wednesday night, August 30th. Kelley will be introducing a special screening of Texas Chainsaw Massacre with John Dugan, who played Grandpa.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll be there to hang out, watch the movie, and talk about it, and have a good time and have a drink.
It's awesome.
The Overlook Lodge.
It is awesome.
It's in Pleasant Ridge here in Cincinnati.
Totally.
Knock on wood.
Google it.
And thanks to Aaron for setting that up with us. We're really happy that you asked.
Come have a cocktail.
We love John. John is so much fun.
Yeah, we hung out with him. We were next to him at that Horror Hound, and he was fun.
Yeah, he's like he's your fun uncle.
He's fungal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Anything else before we go?
Ooh, send me a question for higher love.
Oh yes.
Let me try to squeeze one last fart out.
No.
So
Higher
Mike,
love. Yes, Amy.
Mikey B does higher love. So send him your. You know, he will give you advice.
Good advice.
He will give you a thoughtful. He will
love.
think about your problem. He'll be thoughtful.
Yeah.
So how does he give? I know he's been having problems with his.
Is your email working okay?
I think it's working. I can't make it like that part doesn't matter. Yes, it's working.
Is it Mikey B?
Mikey B at notop.com.
I'm gonna write in. How do I deal with witches?
You burn them.
What you gonna do about it?
If you have like any stains,
I found
I'll
this
get you some
bird.
resources.
I found this stabbed bird in my drawer. What should I do?
It's never good.
Yeah.
And then Bokeem Woodbines tagged to your door.
Bokeem.
I have this unsightly sweater that gives me a pooch. What should I do with it?
Now that's the kind of question I want.
Yeah.
We're gonna talk about
It's a good
some
one.
self-esteem.
Self-esteem
Let's
stuff.
talk about you being you.
Live your life.
Live your life.
I am looking forward to hearing more higher love.
Yeah.
I'm excited. And Andy's doing a porner, like real fresh and immediately after this,
Oh, after this?
or in the morning. You can do it in the morning. You want to start breakfast?
Some morning porn.
No,
Morning
let's
Porning?
hammer it all out right this minute.
Porn in the
Call it-
morning.
let's call it porning.
All
Yeah.
right, everybody. Thank you so much for listening.
Give it love.
Bye.
Frankenstein was wondering if he should go to bed.